Shalom Israel. It's an Isupk Chicago Wednesday biblical law class. So to give you a little rundown, what we're going to do, we're going to go through what's lawful and unlawful, what's a sin and what's not a sin, according to the Bible. You understand? So really what I'm going to do right now, if no one has any questions, which I assume most of you don't, if anyone has any questions online, feel free to type them in. We'll get to them. But as of right now, I'm going to jump into the whole dichotomy of what's going on with this Christian church. He's dying. You understand? The whole Christian church, well, people into popular belief, the Christian church is the house of sin.
That's right.
Right. The Christian church is the place where we learn how to sin. You understand? But when you read this Bible, you understand what's going on and what should be going on. You'll find out that it is imperative that we actually follow the law, statutes, commandments. You understand? Instead of living in the Christian dogma and all that, we actually supposed to learn and listen to what the Lord says in this Bible, right?
Right.
So first of all, we're going to just go through what the Christian church teaches and what the Bible teaches. You understand? And show you how contrary and how against each other they really are. You understand? So first of all, we're going to start in Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. If you could, Baba Kashar.
Come on, sir.
Get there for me. We're going to go on and teach you or show that the people that we learn from have a big influence on the way we live, right? And because of the people that have influenced our lives, like these Christian pastors, the leaders in America and stuff like that, we believe what they live is the right way to live. Right. We believe what they do is the way that we're supposed to go because they are esteemed. They're on a pedestal. They got money and wealth. So we believe that that's the type of lifestyle we gotta live. But unfortunately, it's not the way we're supposed to be living. Right. You understand? Because the ways that our leaders teach us, the ways the Christian church teaches us, is to break the law of the Lord and live however you want to in America. Right. You understand? That's what Christianity teaches. It promotes sin so you can fulfill your own desires. You understand? Sin to get this, sin to get that, sin because it's fun. You understand? But that's just really what it is. So if you could read that scripture for me.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. Mm-hmm. Beware of false prophets.
Do what?
Beware of false prophets.
You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we look to the direction of the Christian church. We look to the direction of the Muslim mosques and what else? Egyptology, Roman Catholicism, and all these other religious groups and ethnicities or whatnot. We got to realize that the doctrines that they teach us are incorrect. Right. So the Lord is warning us to do what?
Beware of false prophets.
So you gotta keep an eye out for people teaching the wrong things. You gotta keep an eye out and make sure the thing that you're listening, the thing that's being taught to you, is actually accurate in what the Lord wants. You understand? You just can't. It's not just word of mouth. You understand? You can't just okay, this is what they said, so it's gotta be true. Right. That's really what the Christian churchgoers and followers and worshipers actually do. They go to church on Sunday, they hear the sermon. And whatever they pastor or they deacon or they minister or bishop says, it's what has to be. Right. You understand? Because they see his status, they see where he's at, so they believe, well, he must be a man of God because of look at all the things he's gotten in his lifetime. Right. You understand? His materialistic objects deem him worthy to be someone to teach the Bible. You understand? That's how our people think. So keep reading.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. Mm-hmm. Beware of false prophets, right, which come to you in sheep clothing.
You understand? These false prophets, your ministers, your pastors, and your deacons and so forth, they come in sheep's clothing, meaning they come looking harmless. Right. Looking like you can just walk up to them and it's just going to be all funs and games. And you can pet the sheep and enjoy yourself. Right. You understand? There's nothing wrong or evil looking about it. You understand? Go ahead.
But inwardly they are raving wolves.
Yes, but inwardly they're ravening wolves. I mean, they might look nice and talk all soft, but at the end of the day, they're ferocious beasts.
That's right.
You understand? With no mindset to actually be there for beneficial causes to the people. You understand? They're there just to eat. And what they want to eat is they want to eat the money out of your pockets.
That's right.
You understand? They want to eat your attention and your time and all that because that's what helps them prosper in life.
Right.
You understand? Keep going.
Verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits.
And you'll know these pastors and these leaders and these prophets off the fruits that they bear.
Right.
Meaning that the people that they teach, you'll be able to see these people and be like, yes, these are the people that this man provides. You understand? This is what he brings forth onto the earth. You understand? Go ahead.
Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?
You understand? Do men, when they go around and they go to go through the crops and get their fruits and whatnot, do they grab the fruit itself or do they go around and pick the thistles and the thorns? You understand? The whole point of what it's saying is a metaphor saying you got to know what you're picking.
Right.
You understand? You go and pick. Are you there to pick up the ripe fruits, or are you going over there to pick the thorny stubble that they've sprouted from?
Right.
You understand? I mean, you want to keep your hands away from the things that might hurt you. You want to go to things that are beneficial and stay away from the thorns that'll make you bleed.
Right.
You understand? Keep going.
Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit.
And every good tree bringeth forth good fruit. I mean, this tree is brought up in the right way. It was watered and nurtured and taken care of with love and proper guidance.
Right.
You understand? Which would be really what it's talking about is the laws of the Lord.
That's right.
You understand? The book of the Lord, which is the 1611 King James Version of the Bible, including the Apocrypha. You understand? That's what you got to learn from. But the thing is that you just can't read the Bible to understand it.
Right.
To get the wisdom of the Lord, you got to do what? You've got to be taught by a man of the Lord.
That's right.
One that lives and follows the Bible. That's blameless, meaning he follows all the law, statutes, commandments. And because he followed those law, statutes, commandments, he's deemed worthy to teach the other people on how to do so. You understand? That's what a good tree will form. Because they serve the Lord, everything that they produce and bring forth on the earth is going to prosper.
Right.
It's going to grow up strong and powerful. And then all these people that go to this tree, which is the righteous men of the Lord, which are in the Isupk.
That's right.
The people you see coming out of the school, out of our teachings and classes and events, you'll see them change their lives.
Right.
You'll see them stray away from homosexuality.
Right.
You'll see them stray away from smoking weed and lying and murdering and gang violence.
Right.
You'll see all that go away. Why? Because those ways are the ways of death. But the law, statutes, commandments are the ways of life.
That's right.
So you'll know the tree by the people that reside in that specific organization.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead.
But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
But this corrupt tree, one that's really not nurtured well, it was planted in a bad field and bad soil. It hardly gets any sunlight and it's barely watered. That's the Christian church.
Right.
You understand? The Christian church isn't taken care of. Why? Because it doesn't have the right morality. It doesn't have the right spirit to actually build the people. You understand?
Right.
That's like having the Christian church is you putting seeds that want to grow into bad soil.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's like it, sir, if you don't mind. What's so heavy about what you bringing out, and the truth of the whole matter is, when you go to all these different churches, you can't find no righteousness in these churches, and they're not judged. The heads and the entire churches are so wicked till they cannot judge sin correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they following, they doing everything that's the Most High said don't do. They allowing it or they even doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's the whole point. They can't judge sin because they sin themselves. They can't cure the people of their ailments because they have an ailment themselves.
right.
It is in the ailment that needs to be cured in the Christian church is the mindset of how the Bible really is.
That's right.
They got to get, the whole point of the matter is Christianity, that corrupt fruit and that corrupt tree, it's dirty.
Right.
That's what corrupt is. It's called corruption. You understand?
Right.
It's the Bible has been corrupted by the Christian church, meaning it's been dirtied and sullied. That it's time. The Bible needs to be cleaned off. You understand? And it's so heavy because you got to think in 2019 we talk about everyone want to say, oh, you brainwashed.
Right.
You know, oh, you're just brainwashed in the ISUPK. Well, that's the point.
Right.
Yes, the ISUPK, men and women under the Spirit of the Lord in Christ, are brainwashed. Meaning what? Meaning our brains have been cleaned from the corruption of Christianity.
That's right.
You understand? That's what you do. You wash something, means it's clean and purified.
Right.
You understand? The thing of the matter is, because the white man is such a devil, he makes you think being brainwashed is something bad.
Right.
You understand? But really, everyone else needs their brains to be washed.
That's right.
Because they're corrupted by sin. They're corrupted by the religions of Christianity, in Islam, and Roman Catholicism, and all these other philosophies and religions they're stuck in you're stuck in a mud puddle.
Right.
It's like you're walking through a swamp that's never ending.
Right.
You understand? But the way you get rid of that swamp mindset, the way you get out of that path is you got to do what? Purify the water.
That's right.
You understand? You go look at let's say you go to what is it? You go to New York and Philly. You look at those waters, like the actual physical water in New York and Philadelphia, like that lake or the ocean, whatever it is, that river. What does that look like? It looks like a polluted body of water, right?
Right.
That's not how water should look. You understand? Water should look like what? Go to the Bahamas.
Right.
Go to the islands where you see all these waters and you can see down 30 feet all the way down to the ground.
Right.
You can literally see the fish swimming. You can see the coral at the bottom. You understand? That's because it's clean. It's purified water. But you go to New York and Philly, you see that water, that's corrupt water.
That's right.
Why? Because the things that are supposed to keep it clean are not there no more.
Right.
You understand? That's how you gotta look at the Bible. Yes, how you gotta look at the Christian church. Is that are what they really teaching us pure? Is that they teaching us clean? Are they washing away our iniquities?
Right.
Our misfortunes and all that? Are they washing it away? Or are they just adding more gunk? Are they polluting our brains? Or washing and cleaning our brains?
Right.
You understand? Look, keep going.
Go on, sir. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is held down and cast into the fire.
You understand? And all these trees, huge. All these trees that don't bring forth that good fruit, they need to be hewn down. I mean, they need to be destroyed.
Right.
And it's uprooted. You understand? Gotten rid of, set on fire, so they can never rise again.
Right.
That's what Christianity is. Why? Because Christianity is a tree that people go to the Christian church, and there's murderers in the Christian church. There's liars and thieves and adulterers and rapists in the Christian church. But then you go into the book of the Lord and the book of the law, and you find out all those things I just named are all sins according to the Bible. You understand? And we're going to jump into a few of them to let you know where the righteousness actually dwells. Go ahead.
It's like, sir, not to mention that Christianity was started by the wicked. The white man, the KKK, are the original people from down south that started Christianity and forced it on their slaves.
That's the whole part of the matter. You getting a religion from the wicked. You understand? The Bible does not deal with no religion.
Right.
You understand? The whole point of the matter is people don't know what the word religion means. Why? Because they learned from someone in a religion. They don't teach you the definition of the word because you believe that the doctrine is what you need to know. You need to know every last thing. You understand? That's why when we say we the ISUPK, we tell you what? The Israelite school. We give you the definition of what we are.
That's right.
When you go to a religion, do you know what the definition of religion is? 99% of people are going to say no. Well, I'm going to educate. You understand? Religion comes from a Greek and Latin word called religio. right? Which means to bind, to hold and capture. You understand? Meaning what? You don't go to the Christian church to get a free, like a free reign on things. You don't get to go to the Christian. Okay, let me say this. You don't go to the Christian church and everything will just clear up.
Right.
You're not just going to go to the Christian church and then everything you start doing after that is going to be a more broad view on life.
That's right.
You're not going to be able to understand this and this and this and that. You're not going to understand things. Why? Because your mind has been binded and constructed into one singular pattern of thought.
Right.
You understand? And that pattern of thought that you have is YOLO. You only live once. That pattern of thought you got is nobody's perfect.
Right.
That pattern of thought is Christ died for everybody.
Right.
You're stuck in that mindset, and then whenever you get told something else, it's hard to understand because you've been just harping on this nonsense for 20, 15, 50 years, 400 plus years.
Right.
As long as the religion has been brought forth. You understand? You go ahead. I know, right?
Verse 20. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them.
Say what?
Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them.
Listen, and by these fruits you will know which tree is a good tree. You'll know which organization is a good organization. You know, that you have permission to go get that secured. You understand? Go ahead. You understand? But that's the whole point of the matter. It's right there. On the over there on the back. You understand? That's the whole point of the matter is that people believe that just because there are 4 billion people in the Christian church, that's the way to go. Because you go there and you see your pastor, he's got a Rolls Royce and a nice plane and some nice Crocodile Dundee boots and all that. You think that's the place to be. Because it's just, apparently it's where everyone else is, so it's got to be the right thing. Right? But that's not how the Lord works. The Lord doesn't work with numbers. The Lord deals with what's right and what's wrong.
That's right.
He deals with the law, statutes, commandments, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Who follows the law, statutes, commandments righteously? You can put it on the table. Who does that? Who follows the law? Who teaches the law? Who upholds the law? Is it the Christian pastor, or is it those Negroes wearing all black on the street corners every Saturday in your city?
It's the Isupk, sir.
It's the Isupk. So now let's go into some of the law, right?
Okay.
Let's just go with the simple ones. All these Christians say, oh, it's about the 10 commandments. You understand? There are plenty of commandments that they got to follow, but they always try to single out just 10 of them.
Right.
Right? So let's get some of them.
Okay.
Which one? What? Give me one of the, quote, 10 commandments that the Christian church like to say.
One of the 10 commandments the church like to say?
Yeah.
They like to say...
That's part of the 10 commandments.
Right. They always say they like to... They quote, thou shalt not kill.
There we go. Let's get that. You understand? Let's get thou shalt not kill. You understand? Grab me Exodus 20 and 13.
Come on, sir.
You understand? Let's get it straight out the Bible. You understand? But then we're going to correlate it with what Christians do. You understand? No, you got to know they fruits. Meaning, do these people do this or do these people do that?
Right.
You understand? Wait, hold up. Before we even do all that, we need to show the people that the laws were not done away with first.
That's right.
You understand? Because we can't just teach the law because they believe we are under grace. We don't have to follow the law.
Right.
So you already know what we want with Matthew, 5 and 17? I believe it is. Or is it 19 and 17? There we go. Yeah, 5 and 17.
Oh, yeah, Matthew.
Matthew 5 and 17, both for sure.
Come on, sir.
You understand? Of course, the Christian church and its disgustingness and its wickedness loves to teach that the laws were done away with. Meaning Christ came back to die for everybody's sins, and now we don't gotta follow the law because he did away with the law.
Right.
That's what the Christian church like to say. That's why we're apparently allowed to eat pork and shrimp and crab and lobster. We're allowed to lie and steal and all this.
Right.
Like, for one, that doesn't make sense. You know, just because we were all once in the world at one point, I can see where they can talk about the food. I can see it only because I used to be it.
Right.
before I came into the truth and changed. You understand? But how can you say that the law was done away with, but the law talks about you can't kill?
Right.
You talking about the law was done away with, and it says thou shalt not kill or steal.
Right.
You can't rape. That's all part of the law. But if the law is done away with, then we should be allowed to murder people.
Right.
If the laws were done away with, we should be able to steal and lie and pillage and rape all we want.
Exactly.
If that is what the Christian church teaches, which is the laws were done away with. You understand? But then you'll have a simple-minded Christian, because they never want to take the L on anything.
Right.
They'll say what? They'll say, well, that's just morals. You already know it's wrong to kill. Well, apparently we didn't know it was wrong to kill if the Lord had to put it in the goddamn Bible.
That's right. Right.
Apparently it wasn't that much common sense if the Lord had said, thou shalt not lie.
Right.
Thou shalt not steal. If it was common sense, that's the whole point of the matter is, apparently it wasn't so common sense because the Lord actually had to tell us
Right.
not to do these things.
Right.
You understand? And that's the whole point of the matter. And if it was common sense, then why is it going on right now in 2019?
That's right.
If it was common sense, why did 40 people get shot in El Paso? if that was common sense, why do brothers and sisters keep getting shot down by the police every goddamn day? If it was common sense,
Right.
Why is there crack cocaine in almost every household on the south and west side of the ghettos? If it was common sense,
Right.
You see my point? It's not so common.
Right.
You understand? But let's read that.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Say what?
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Say, when you read the Bible, the accurate Bible, not the NIV or the New International or the Apocalyptical or the Baptist book.
Right.
When you read those, are all nonsense. The only true edition of the Bible is the 1611 King James Version with the Apocrypha. So when you read that version of the Bible, you find out what? When Christ is speaking, it's in red. You understand? Meaning, he said this out of his own mouth. Right? So go ahead.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
He said what?
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
He understand, but Christians want to say the law is done away with.
Right.
That Christ died to do away with the law.
Right.
But Christ is saying this right now on the scene to everybody. Go ahead.
Or the prophets. I am not come to destroy.
He's not what?
I am not come to destroy.
Meaning he's not come to destroy the law, meaning the law, statutes, commandments the Lord gave all the way back to Adam. He's not come to destroy none of that. Nor is he come to destroy what the prophets taught before him.
Right.
Meaning what Moses taught the people.
Right.
What Ezekiel and Hosea and Ezra and
Aaron,
all these men taught in the past before Christ's time on the scene. He's not doing away with none of their teachings. And if he's not doing away with none of Moses' teachings, majority of the people got the teachings from Moses.
Right.
You understand? He gave Moses the law and told to teach the people. You understand? Of course, he gave Adam and Noah and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all of them, of course. But Moses, he's the one that made sure the first 5 books are the law.
That's right.
You understand? That's why the story of Egypt is such a huge story, because Moses, through the Spirit of the Lord of Christ, Moses and Aaron saved the Israelites and guided us out of the captivity and brought us into our own land.
Right.
Right? That's why it's so heavy that Moses was a very instrumental piece of the Lord's whole plot.
That's right.
Right? So Christ would never do away with that.
Right.
He would never do away with everything Moses taught. You understand? Because Moses did a righteous thing in leading the people out of Egypt.
Right.
Right? So Christ's not doing away with none of those prophets, nor the law. Go ahead.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
He didn't come to destroy it. He came to fulfill it. And to fulfill it means that he came to show how to actually follow. You understand? You fulfill something, means you got it done.
Right.
He didn't come to destroy the law. He came to show you how to get it done. You understand? How to never lie, how to never steal, how to never commit adultery and do all these things. He came to show you the epitome, the epitome of how to follow God's laws. You understand?
And Slack, sir, if you don't mind. Not to mention, talking about he didn't destroy the laws. We can't forget how he sent the angels to he did destroy Sodom and Gomorrah for they homosexual acts. So that lets you know the laws are not done away with. Mm-hmm. And if the laws was done away with, I don't think we would be suffering the way we suffering. We suffering the way we suffering because we're not following the law, statutes, commandments in our neighborhoods, and as far as the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right. That's the whole point of the matter is that the law is what dictates how you serve and how you follow the law, statutes, commandments dictates how your life is going to be on this earth.
Right.
You understand? You wonder why Christian churches are getting shot up. You're wondering why they're getting struck by lightning and burning down, and there's rapes and the pastors molesting your children and all these things. You wonder why? It's because the Christian church does not teach God's law.
Right.
That's the point. Meaning there's no law, there's no morals, there's no the Lord in those temples.
Right.
In those buildings, in synagogues, and whatever you want to call them. The Lord isn't inside there to protect y'all from the evil that you perceive to be.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And not only that, sir, out of all my years of going to church before I got into the Isupk, all I saw was I didn't see no brotherhood, not real brotherhood. Mm-hmm. You see people clicking. There's a group over here, there's a group over there, and there's a group over there, and don't none of them get along. You could be going to the same church for 5 years, and you might not meet no more than 2 or 3 people. You know what I'm saying? And the way things going nowadays, every church I ever went to for 2 or 3 years, I never did really get to meet the pastors.
Right.
So it's all about fashion show, and not to mention that the pastor take one verse and give the congregation one verse, and then he'll give you a whole damn seminar for 2 hours on something that don't even pertain to the Bible. So they really not teaching anything out the Bible no more.
That's the whole part of the matter. They don't teach the Bible. They don't read the Bible no more. You get us there? They don't know how to serve the Lord. You understand? Give me 1 second. You understand? Grab me Matthew 22 and 41, Baba Kashar. Actually, let's start at 37.
22.
36. Matthew 22 and 36.
22 and 36. Come on, sir.
Come on. You understand? There are 2 laws of the Lord that the Lord wrote down that are the pinnacle and where the rest deprived from. Right? Like they're the 2 laws, they're like the forefathers of the law.
Come on.
You understand? These 2, the 2 of them right here, that Christ is about to spit game to all these black, Spanish, Native Indians, about to spit some game real quick. You understand that to think the law was not done away with. We just read that Christ never came to do away with the law. He came to teach you how to follow it. Now there's 2 laws in particular that everything else hinges off of.
Right.
You understand? So grab Matthew 22 and 36.
Come on, sir. Matthew chapter 22, verse 36. Mm-hmm. Master, which is the great commandment in the law?
You understand? So this man he's asking Christ. He says master because he realizes who he's talking to. He's saying, master, which is the great commandment in the law? He wants to know what's the greatest commandment in the law. You understand? He wants to know. He's curious like any good student would be.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 37. Yahushua said unto him.
He's saying Christ is about to answer his question. Go ahead.
Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
You should do what?
Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
He's saying you should love the Lord with all thy heart. And it's not talking the heart in your chest, the one that pumps all the blood through your body. It's talking about your heart, meaning your mind.
Right.
You understand? The way you think, the things you think. You understand? You don't love people with your organs.
Right.
You love people with your mind. Because how would you know if you love them or not? You understand? Everything goes through the brain.
Right.
You understand? The heart relies on the brain, and vice versa as well. But your brain is what dictates how things should operate. Right?
That's right.
If you don't know, how do you learn anything? Through your brain, not through your heart, through your brain. You understand? So when it's talking about the heart, it's talking about your brain. You understand? The thing that's making sure everything else is alive and going smoothly. You understand? When you break your finger, does the pain go to when you break your finger? Is it your heart that registers that, or is it your brain? I'm pretty sure it's your brain.
Sir.
You understand? Your brain knows. Well, I can't bend it any farther than this because it's broken. Your heart doesn't do that.
That's right.
Your heart just pumps the blood that goes around the rest of the body. So it's talking about your brain. So go ahead.
And with all thy soul.
All thy what?
With all thy soul.
Go ahead.
And with all thy mind.
Say all thy soul and all thy mind. I mean, all your thoughts should be on how to serve the Lord.
That's right.
You know, say your soul's on your who you are as a person. You know, say your everything you have, you should give it to the Lord. You
Right.
understand? Every last bit of mind you got, all your everything. You understand? You don't just think about the Lord, you go be about the Lord. I mean, you go around, you go teach people in your actions. You go, you go raise funds up to go help the poor and the needy, stuff like that. Everything, your entire being of existence should be about serving the law, statutes, commandments, and the Lord.
That's right.
So that's number one. Go ahead.
Verse 38. This is the first and great commandment.
This is the first and the greatest commandment, is to love the Lord all thy heart, body, and soul.
That's right. Verse 39. And the second is like unto it.
And the second one is damn near the same thing. It's like it, but go ahead.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
And so what?
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
You understand? And now Christians be like, well, I told you God loved everybody.
Right.
When the scriptures is talking about your neighbor, loving your neighbor, it's not talking about loving the person that's right in the next house next to you. You understand? It's talking about your neighbor as in your kindred, your people,
right?
Your brothers and sisters from the same ethnicity or in race,
right?
That you are.
That's right.
So if you are a Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, those are your neighbors. You understand? Those are the ones that you should love.
That's right.
You know, give everything to, right?
Right. Verse 40. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Say that again.
On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Say out of these two commandments hang everything else.
Right.
You understand? Everything else hinges on loving the Lord with everything you got, and loving your brothers and your sisters, which are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians, as we know them today, with with everything you got.
Right.
You understand? That's what the law is about. The law isn't over here just to make sure you just following the Lord. The law is to teach so you can have a better life. So you and your people can have a better life. Rule the earth. You understand? Live in prosperity and greatness and righteousness. That's the whole point of the law, statutes, commandments, is so we can have a long living life.
That's right.
That's why the Lord says don't eat these types of foods.
Right.
Because if you do eat these types of foods, you're gonna get cancer. You're gonna get diseases and tapeworms and maggots all inside your bodies.
High blood pressure.
Heart problems. You're gonna need a pacemaker.
Right.
Things like that come from your body ingesting and intaking foods that don't belong there.
Right.
You understand? That's the whole point of the law, is the law, statutes, commandment, is so you live a better type of life. You understand? A long, healthy life, right? So now that we know what the law and everything hinges off of, now let's go into some of the laws that we should be following that we don't.
Right.
That the Christian church says we're done away with. And then it said now we can go to the Exodus 20 and 13 is I believe what I said.
Come on, sir.
And it said what the Christian church wants to say are the 10 commandments, even though there are 600 more than just 10. Mm-hmm. You understand? But the Christian church wants to talk about the 10 commandments. Let's get into the 10 commandments.
That's right.
And show the world of the Black and Native Indians how much a hypocrite you really are if you're in the Christian church.
Right.
You understand? So let's get the first one.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt not kill.
One more time.
Thou shalt not kill.
You understand? Thou shalt not kill. This is a very simple thing to not do. It's very simple. It shouldn't take very much discipline not to go into a church and start shooting people up.
Right.
Shouldn't take that much self-control. You understand? We shouldn't go up into Walmart to shoot things up like the white man does.
That's right.
You understand? We shouldn't go around and start murdering people at all. You understand? That's why it says kill. You understand? You killing something or killing a person unjustly is wrong.
Right.
You understand? If it's in self-defense, it's a different story. But you can't just go around and be like, okay, well, I just want to go on a shooting spree and see how many people I can kill like it's Call of Duty. You're not supposed to be living that type of way. You understand? All right, hold up. Let me get all these little 10 commandments like to say we gotta follow.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbors. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house.
Okay, well, he was a faithful churchgoer. You must have been a faithful churchgoer when you were in the world.
Actually, sir,
I just don't know none of
it's
that.
right here in the Bible. It's right there next.
It's next?
Concept.
All right, well, let's get it. We're a little late on that. I'll also take it.
The water, sir.
All right, let's get the next one then. All right, so we just read that thou shalt not kill. But what do you find that goes on in the Christian church? I know a lot of Black, Hispanic, Native Indian people have seen, been in, witnessed, or read stories about the pastor killing somebody.
Right.
Or somebody coming in and killing the pastor in the church service.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Or someone getting raped in their bathroom or one of their offices.
You understand? You see, if death happens in the Christian church, straight up, if people are getting killed in the Christian church, then can you really say that the Lord is in that place?
La, sir.
No, you can't. But the scriptures say, "Thou shalt not kill."
That's right.
If the Lord was really in that place, He wouldn't let somebody go be killed inside that place.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Go ahead.
Slack yourself, young man. And another thing that's so heavy about what you bringing out, I'm not going to name no names, but I know personally of a church that one of their children was molested by one of their deacons, and they didn't do a damn thing about it. They helped them.
Go ahead and name it, because we want to make sure people don't go into that church. Because it probably still exists, don't it?
Concert.
It's time to get people out that church. So go ahead, throw them under every bus.
It's located on the west side, greater. Damn it, it's not Greater Harvest. It's on Chicago Avenue on the west side.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they one of their sons got molested by one of their deacons, and they didn't do a damn thing about it. They had him arrested, but I mean,
that's nothing.
They very quick to forgive for some reason. They want to forgive. They this mass murder. I seen someone sitting on the television talking about they praying and forgive. They forgive the shooter, and for the life of me, I don't know why.
You understand? Because that's the dogma of Christianity. That's the dogma of all religion. Is that they see that the Lord does forgive, and they believe He forgives everything.
Okay.
You understand? That's not true.
Right.
You understand? If the Lord forgives everything, then why are there punishments in the Bible for specific crimes where you get put to death? You understand? You get put to death. We're about to go into the next one.
Come on, sir.
We're going to read the next one that said it has a punishment that you get put to death in.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Say what?
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
And the Bible says, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." What's adultery? Adultery is having sex. If you're a woman and you're married, you go have sex with another man. That's committing adultery.
Right.
What the world likes to call cheating, that's like a woman cheating.
Right.
You understand? I don't really like to use that term because they want to say all this extra stuff about cheating, but it's right now for the populace to understand, a woman cheating on her husband, that the man she's been laying down with for however how long,
right? She
leave that man and go sleep with somebody else. That's adultery.
Right.
Go ahead.
And what's so heavy about what you're bringing out, sir, is once again back to the Christian churches. There are first ladies out there that are being held in high esteem by their churches, but they whores. You know, they have been caught sleeping around. Uh, Pastors that are doing things that are not decent and in order, like or take another man's wife in his office for private counseling. I know of brothers that have lost their wives like that. Well, went to their pastors for counseling because they was having trouble in their marriage, and then a month or two later, he catch this bastard at his house with his wife.
You understand? And that right there is adultery. You understand? So a woman that's married. So let me break this down real quick, because people think marriage is a little ring on their finger and a certificate.
Right.
Marriage, according to the Bible, for everyone that did not know, is the act of sex.
Right.
You understand? You get down and dirty with a man. If you're a woman, you were married with them.
Right.
If you're a man, you get down and dirty with a female, you're married to them. And that's for life.
Right.
You understand? That's for life. And now, if that woman goes and sleeps with another man, she committed adultery.
Right.
You understand? There's no such thing as divorce. That's the thing that people need to understand. Divorce is not of the Lord.
That's right.
So you go get with this woman, you're with her for the rest of your life. So, but the thing is that the only way a woman can commit adultery is if she sleeps with another man, period.
Right.
You understand? And then the way a man commits adultery is if he sleeps with a married woman.
Right.
You understand? Because, unlike what the Christian church will tell you, a man's allowed to have as many goddamn wives as he wants.
That's right.
You understand? 2, 3, 10, 1,000. It doesn't matter as long as he deals with them in a righteous manner.
Right.
You understand? So with that, a man, go sleep with who you want to sleep with as long as they, your race of people,
right.
Black, Hispanic, Native, Indian,
that's right,
and single.
Right.
You understand? So the first question every man should ask a woman that they're trying to holler at is, hey sis, are you married or in a relationship or talking to another man? And those 3 questions are imperative to avoid the act of adultery.
Right.
You understand? And so you go into the law, you find out that the punishment for adultery is a very gruesome one at that. You understand? For all people that say, oh, well, God's all forgiven, you say, it's okay, you understand? I love the Lord, I went and repented, and all of this nonsense. I went and prayed and bowed down at the end of my bed to the Lord. You want to think he's going to forgive you for that. That's not a guarantee.
Right.
You understand? There's no guarantee that the Lord is going to show favor to you.
Right.
You understand? Why? If you go back to the Bible, you understand that the punishment for adultery is being stoned to death.
That's right.
You understand? That's a gruesome death.
Yes, it is.
That doesn't sound like forgiveness to me. That seems like every ounce of rock that hits you, you need to suffer it. That's right. Pain.
Yeah.
Unless they hit you in the head, you know how long you can live by getting rocks thrown at you?
Wow.
You can live a while as long as they're avoiding your dome.
Right, kind.
You understand? That's the whole point of the matter. Is that the laws ain't something to be overlooked. You can't overlook the laws of the Lord because you don't know when you're going to get punished for them.
Right.
You understand? You got something to say though?
Lie, sir. I was going to touch on that a little bit about the stoning. I had watched a video of this live one time, and you hear those boulders are like they be the size of softballs. They don't be little rocks. Mm-hmm. And it be a circle of men around you. You can't run and go nowhere. And when they start throwing them damn little stones at you, you hear these things, clacking against one another. Mm-hmm. And they will stand there and throw them stones at you until you dead. I've watched one of the videos, man. It's really something to see. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. Hell no. Yeah, that's that. Let's keep going.
Concert. Thou shalt not steal.
So what?
Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not steal. Christians, y'all hear this, right?
That's right.
You understand? But you want to know what the whole point of the matter is? Is that the Christian church and your pastors and your deacons, they're stealing your money.
That's right.
You understand? They're taking your money. They're taking everything you got, and it's going to them.
Right.
You think you're donating the money to the Lord.
Right.
That's the whole point. They have you in such a confused mind state where you go into the Christian church, you paying homage or in quote tithes, they like to say, you think you're giving that to the people. That's going to the Lord and it's going to be used for a great cause.
Right.
That's usually what people think when they go pay their tithes every Sunday service, right?
That's right.
But the thing is that those funds don't go to what you think they go to.
Right.
You understand? Those funds that you donate every Sunday are going to the pastor himself.
That's right.
They're going to the pastor's kids.
Right.
They're going to the pastor's wife.
Right.
You understand? They're going to the pastor's side piece.
That's right.
They're going to all these other. They're going to the strip club.
That's right.
That's where they're going. All these funds that are supposed to be going to the Lord,
right?
Quote, it's supposed to be going to him.
Right.
They're being stolen by your deacon and your pastor.
That's right.
You understand? And they're going to his own pocket, his own beneficial gain.
Right.
You understand? That's why they're able to drive in a Rolls Royce.
Exactly.
That's why they're able to wear those Crocodile Dundee shoes.
Right.
That's why they can wear that $1,000 bow tie and suit, because they are stealing from the populace that are giving them all their money and their faith.
Right.
You understand? All they respect. They're being robbed of everything they got.
Right.
Go ahead.
And what's so heavy about what you're saying, Officer Lamont, is the truth, because I've witnessed it. I have watched and talked with people. I've always cared about people, and I used to talk to people, and they would get a last to these churches, and they'd be catching buses or walking a few blocks. And these pastors, they buying their kids sports cars, their wife nice little luxury car. He got a Lincoln or some prestigious car sitting out there. You got these mega church pastors buying jets, talking about they need them to help them do the work of the Lord. You got these pastors walking around, like you just said, pastors going to these strip clubs. They doing everything with the money except helping the poor. You know what I'm saying? And they living good. They got $100,000 and $200,000 homes. When I'm struggling with my little job, I stay in a little Cracker Jack box. Damn, that can't pay my light bill. But you living and eating good. You eating steaks and I'm eating ramen noodles. You know, and then I come to you and tell you I need some help. My light's about to go off. And your first question you want to ask me is, am I paying my tithes? You know what I'm saying? I've been going to this, and I've seen people turn from churches or misuse, man, personally by myself. And another thing I want to say right quick is everything that we going through as far as the laws, I was doing it. Stealing, that shit, it's like, I don't know, I would lie at the drop of a hat. I was a professional at it. I would steal. I used to catch the bus and go to the damn stores just to steal. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no respect for nobody, so I would hurt someone, and it's like my spirit did not wake up until I met you brothers, until I got into the Isupk under Commander General Yohana. These laws did not apply to me. You know what I'm saying? So now, by me being an Isupk, I have found more strength and I'm walking more righteously now.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
And that right there is the fruits of the Lord's labor. You understand? That's what we were talking about earlier. That corrupt tree and that good tree. You understand? That corrupt tree, you just named it. Everyone in the Isupk, which is the righteous tree, can understand. You understand? Everyone in the Isupk can relate to that. You understand? We are the voice of the Lord to teach the people how corrupt the Christian church really is.
That's right.
Because we all witnessed it and lived it in our own lives, man.
Right.
You understand? All the way back to basically the beginning of Christianity. And the white man knows that as well.
Right.
You understand why? Because he makes movies about it. Like The Birth of a Nation with Nat Turner. That was one of the greatest movies to show how disgusting what Christianity really is.
Right.
And it's not just in 2019 and year 2000 and 1900s. That goes back to the beginning of slavery. Before Martin Luther King, before Malcolm X, before all these civil rights leaders, Christianity was just as disgusting as it is right now.
That's right.
You understand? And the white man will tell you that, but because of based off the definition of the word religion, how it bonds and binds you and constructs you into one type of mindset, no one wants to forsake it.
Right.
You understand? And that's why Christianity is so disgusting. It's a plague.
Right.
It's a disease on the mind of the populace. You understand? So let's go ahead.
Come on. Should I read another one?
Yeah, verse 16.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
No, what?
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
You understand? Have you ever, man, the Christian church is the home of this.
That's right.
The Christian church is the epitome of this one right here. Why? What does it mean to bear false witness?
To lie on someone.
To lie on somebody. To say something it went down this way, but it really didn't. To say, oh well, Pete was over at your house the other day flirting with your wife.
Right.
You understand? But really, Pete was nowhere to be found.
Right.
Was bearing false witness. You lying on somebody and making up a story that never really happened. But you making it seem like it's the actual truth.
Right.
You understand? That's like bearing false witness in the Christian church. It runs around everywhere. You understand? I'm not even saying just only inside the building of it in itself. I'm talking about Christians in themselves. The Christian church the Christian church is not just in the building.
That's right.
The Christian church is with everybody that believes in the dogma or the religion of Christianity.
Right.
You understand? Christian church is on the streets of Chicago.
Right.
The Christian church is inside Walmart. You understand? Christian church is in the prisons. Christian church is everywhere. You understand? So give me 17.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house.
That what?
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house.
What does it mean to covet a neighbor's house?
To like lust after or want, or to want what belongs to someone else, to the point where you're willing to probably sin or to do something crazy.
Exactly. Basically meaning you're gonna do whatever you can to take this from this man, from this household. Like let's say this man has. That's a perfect example. This man has a beautiful rib. There we go. This man might have an attractive wife. And if you in the world, you don't give a damn about their relationship. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be like, hey, man, let me come over and have a few drinks. Right. You understand? Knowing damn well you're not there for that man and them drinks. Right. You're there for when that man gets super lit, he passed out on the couch, and now you over here trying to make small talk with this man's wife. Right. Really realizing this is not small talk. No. This is not small talk. You're trying to spit game at this man's wife. Right. You trying to take over this man's household. You understand? And take what he has, which is his wife. Right. You understand? That goes on too much. Yeah. Why? Because you find out about these men going around and murdering other brothers because they found out that this man was sleeping with his girl. That's right. You understand? They make a joke about it. It's now a prank. Women make pranks about this. Right. You understand? I've seen videos of pranks going wrong. Right. You understand? This woman will be at her crib where she lives with her husband, and she'll be making a prank where she's over here on the couch actually having intercourse with somebody else. Right. You understand? Right. And then her husband come home and see this prank. Of course, he doesn't know it's a prank, and he goes and he pulls a thumper out, getting ready to murder both of them. Right. You understand? He pulled it out, he doesn't have a gun. Right. He starts beating up his friend or whoever this man is off the strength of it, because that's any man's gonna. If any man walk into that scenario, if you can withhold your discipline from killing that man on the spot, you the true champion.
Correct.
You understand? Which discipline like that's only bred in the Isupk anyway.
Correct.
But that's the whole point.
Right.
Go ahead.
And what's so heavy about that, sir? That's suicidal. Because you know, if a man come back and catch you in the house with his wife, man, you subject to get your brains blown clean out your head. And you know, can you imagine going over someone's house early in the morning while they leaving out? You done tagged this man. You know what time he leave. You know his schedule. And you go over his house early in the morning. You in there having sex with his whorish wife. And this man done forgot his damn wallet or something. And double back. Now you got to hide between the couch and the wall, or you know, you hide behind something, hoping this man don't figure out that you in here. You know, that's. I mean, it's not worth dying over that box, man.
Yeah, the box. I'm sorry to tell you all this. The black, Hispanic, Native Indian women outnumber men like 8-1.
Right.
Get your own box.
Exactly.
Get your own 8 boxes.
Okay.
You understand? But it's all it is. You don't need this man's box. That's a used box.
Okay.
Why the hell would you want a box that has rips and tears and all that's in it?
Right.
You understand? Go get the fresh box out of the UPS stuff. You understand?
Right.
Let me stop. But the whole point of the matter is, this whole covet the brother's house and the adultery is something that's rampant in America and in just the black, Hispanic, Native Indian communities. I can speak on this on a personal note because I have a family member that just went through this. I mean, like 3 weeks ago. He found out that his wife was sleeping around, renting hotel rooms and all this for the longest. And then she wants to go and lie about it. You understand?
Yeah.
But because that's how people are. When a person gets caught in the act, for some reason their first impulse is to lie.
Right.
You understand? Like that little lie is gonna be able to cover up the months of iniquity.
Right.
But they want to lie. Sister lie. You understand? And then she tries to blame him for the reason for her wrongdoings.
It's his fault.
It's his fault.
Wow.
That she went to sleep with this man over and over and over and over again because time.
Right.
Because affection. Well, if you wanted the time and affection, how about you talk to your husband about the time and affection?
Right.
You want more time and affection, talk to your husband about it.
Right.
If you a good woman like that, he's not gonna complain. What he's gonna say? Oh, you cook for me so great. You're such a great wife to me. I never want to be around you. What man does that?
Right.
You understand? None. A man that gets treated right by his wife is going to give her majority of what she wants.
Right.
You understand? Majority of it. He's not going to give you everything because that's unrealistic. But that's what it is. Adultery and getting a man coveting another man's household is another type of death penalty sentence to the Lord. For the Lord that forgives all, to the Christians, these are things that he might not forgive.
Good.
You understand? You will be put to death on spot, head chopped off.
Right.
It is that both of y'all heads be chopped off, the man and the woman, and that's just what it is. But you want to say something?
It's like I was gonna say, what's so heavy about what you bringing out, and what's so sad about what you bringing out is, it's so many sisters that does this, man. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of whorish women out here, and it be women that you would never suspect. Mm-hmm. You know, people that you think you might get your first glance at somebody and think, oh, that, you know, you'll get you pay the, you know, you think this person is an honorable person or whatever. And then with your first conversation, it's all I'm saying is there's a lot of black women out here, man, and Hispanic women are super whorish, man. And they married, they got men. Mm-hmm. You know, so the brothers, I don't know. I don't know.
Men, the whole point of the matter is, Blacks, Hispanic, Native Indians lack discipline. They lack morals. They lack integrity. They lack brotherhood and sisterhood. And that's all because of the religions they follow. Right? Read the next line.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
His what?
His wife.
And this right here, the wife part, the fact that he is saying it is because this is one of the number one things that goes on in the church.
Right.
You understand? There are hundreds of stories. I guarantee I could Google it right now And I'll find stories that go back all the way down to 1902.
That's right.
About in these churches that these pastors sleeping with these other men's
Right.
women. You understand? The woman loves the pastor more than she loves the husband.
Right.
She respects the pastor more than she respects her husband.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, because she respects him more and loves him more, what's he gonna get more of? Her. You understand?
Right.
And then sooner or later you can't hide these things for too long.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Christians always like to say what's brought out, what's done in the dark will be brought to light. They say that. Why? Because the majority of the time it's true.
That's right.
You understand? The Lord, if it's wickedness, it's going to be brought forth.
Right.
So it's brought forth, and now you find this pastor. He slept with Jerome's wife, and Tyrone's wife, and Jamal, and Bob, and all these different brothers, women. Now what? Now these men, because their emotions rule over them, they're going to go into this church during the service and murder this pastor.
Right.
And that happens a lot. Because why? They are breaking the law of the Lord. You know, claiming to be sheep, but really are wolves.
Right.
You understand? False prophets that do not teach the doctrines of the Lord, but teach the doctrines of man.
That's right.
You understand? So keep going.
Nor his manservant.
Nor his manservant. It's the same thing, just on the woman's side. A woman, she, let's say, back, everyone knows what went on when we were in physical change, right?
Right.
When the white woman would do what? She'd go into the slave quarters and go sleep with that manservant, that Negro man.
Right.
Same thing. Yes, of course I'm using slavery as an example because people know that literally happened.
That's right.
You understand? That's something that everyone can relate and know that went on.
Right.
You understand? It's more easily to understand than nowadays.
Right.
Right? Because people are like, manservant. They got to understand the manservant part because of the servant.
Right.
Go ahead.
So, like, sir, could we use like Joseph as a good example in this? How he was when Joseph he was working for that king and his wife kept trying to.
And when he was working for what, Laban? What you talking about when he got his...
When he ran about his coat, the woman was holding his coat and then she lied on him and he had to go to prison and all this other stuff. Wasn't that Joseph? When his brothers had thrown him his brothers threw him in the hole and he got put in prison.
Oh yeah.
And then he
That's an example right there. Yeah, it goes forever on this. You understand? That's why the Lord brings out this type of topic throughout, all the way from basically Genesis all the way to Revelation.
That's right.
You understand? Because this is something that Israel struggles with.
Yes.
To a major point.
That's right.
You understand? Sex is a major. No, I'm not saying sex itself. Unlawful sex is a major thing in the Black, Hispanic, Native Indian community.
That's right.
You understand? Sleeping with other men's women, and women sleeping with all these other men, being whores and prostitutes because they look good and they got all this body. They think they can just do whatever they want.
Right.
Because the Christian church teaches women thou art loose.
Right.
You know, say this free will. You don't need to stay with one man.
Right.
It's your body. Do what you want with it.
Right.
Now, because of all these lies that the pastor teaches them, they're gonna go do it.
Right.
You wanna know why the pastor teaches them that? Because the pastor wants that box.
Right.
That's really what it is. The pastor wants the women that are in his congregation. So he's gonna tell them it's your body. Do what you want with it. Commit the abortion. Why? Because when he gets her pregnant, he wants to go get rid of the baby, so there's no proof of the unrighteous acts.
Right.
Right. Go ahead.
And not to mention, like, for all the sisters that's in the Isupk, they have to dress modestly. They have to dress and cover their bodies up and wrap their heads up. When you go to these Christian churches nowadays, the last time I was in, they wearing the come get me boots. Mm-hmm. They wearing the 3-inch stilettos, skirts up to their thighs. Mm-hmm. They're dressing like whores and in the church jumping up and down saying they praising the Lord. And not only that, on top of the homosexuality, it's just them churches, man, they wicked as hell. And everybody need to wake up and realize they need to. Time is winding down, and it's time to get into the Isupk, which is the home of the truth.
That's the whole point of the matter. You understand? And just because you said that right there, you understand, there's a mighty man, you understand, his name is Napatazar what's his last name? Alaban. You understand, he just wrote a book. You understand, we gotta promote this man's book. It's gonna be out published soon. You understand, it's called The Things I Never Learned in the Christian Church.
That's right.
You understand, this man's book's gonna be a heavy hitter for all Israelites, blacks, and Indians that need to understand what's going on in the place they call home.
Right.
You understand? Because everyone says, man, my home is with my pastor in my church, the Baptist Church of whoever knows. There's too many churches and so many names, I can't even think of them. You understand? But this the whole point of the matter is that it's time to push the truth, push what's really going on, and how to squash it.
Right.
And how to squash it is coming into the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under commanding Johnny Yohanan and learning the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
It's just that simple. It's not rocket science. It really should be common knowledge.
Right.
But because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, it's not.
Right.
You understand? So keep going on that though.
Okay, come on, sir. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservants, nor his maiden servants,
Mm-hmm.
nor his ox, nor his ass,
Mm-hmm.
nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
You understand? Basically saying, whatever your brother has, it's his.
Right.
You understand? You don't need to try to trying to slide your way in and to try to steal his stuff and take it from his possession.
Right.
You understand? To make it yours. If you like what your brother has, guess what you should do? How did you get that?
Come on.
Or you like? Okay, I'm not gonna say how did you get your rib. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. How did you get such a great wife? Ask him that. How did you get such a great wife? And guess what? He's gonna give you the game he has and what he used, the skill he took to get that type of woman. You understand? It's called sharing game.
Right.
You understand? How did you get this nice house, these cars? Well, what I did was this and this and this and this and that, yada 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 yada. He's gonna put you on what you gotta be on. Why? Because he's your brother.
Right.
You understand? He knows you want this. He knows you want the same type of lifestyle. You understand? And it's point of the fact is, being a black Hispanic Native Indian, instead of being selfish and be like, okay, it's all mine. I don't want to share how I got this. You should be like, man, take it. You understand? Not saying take what you got. He might just give it to you because that's the strength of the brotherhood that we have in the UPK. But he's just gonna teach you and guide you and give you the guidelines on how to acquire it in your own manner. You understand? How you get money? How do you maintain this? How do you do that? How do you do that? You understand? There are programs in the ISPK just for that. You understand? To help brothers acquire what another brother might have that you want.
Right.
You don't need the exact same thing, but you just want something that along those lines. You want a big house and nice cars? Well, ask the brother how to get them that has those things. You understand? And he will teach you.
Right.
That's what being a real, in quote, neighbor or brother and sister is.
Right.
Is you help the ones that are in need of things.
That's right.
You understand? That's a job of a man or woman of the Lord, is to help the needy, help the poor, the fatherless. You understand?
Right.
The scriptures say, be a father unto the fatherless.
Right.
It's not just talking about of actual father unto the man, unto the person. It's talking about be there as if as if a father would be. If they need help in something, help them. You know, they need advice, give them advice. They need counsel, give them counsel. You know, if they need education, give them education. The same way a good father would give their children.
Right.
You understand? They pupils. Right? Okay, I think that's that on that, ain't it?
Come on, sir.
Let's start 20 verse 3.
20 verse 3?
Yep.
Come on, sir. Exodus chapter 20 verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
And the Lord said, thou shalt have no other gods before him. You understand? But this is one of the heaviest hitters in there. You understand? What do blacks and Native Indians do? They go to this church, they go to that church, they go to this religion, they go to that religion. Each one of these churches I mean, each one of these religions is serving a different God.
Right.
If you claim and you fall under the banner of a Muslim, you trying to be in Islam, you serving a different God.
Right.
You worshiping a different God. You serving Allah, the God of the Arabs.
Right.
You understand? Which is not your God. You go over to, you trying to be a Buddhist monk. You ain't serving the Lord of the Israelites, your God. You serving the God of the Chinese and Japanese.
That's right.
Which, you understand, Buddha. You understand? You trying to be, you being a Christian. You ain't serving the God of the Israelites.
Right.
You ain't serving the gods of the so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native Indians. You serving the God of the so-called white man.
That's right.
You understand? That's the whole problem. You wanna pick up the Bible like it's your book, which it is, but then you look at it as Christianity.
Right.
You pick up the Bible, it really is about your God, but then you go to the Christian church that uses your Bible to serve another God.
Right.
You understand? Which is the whole mind. I can say that. Which is the whole polluting of the mind. Thank you. I wanted to say something different, but I couldn't figure out a word without saying something wrong. You understand? That's the whole. That's the pollution that they put on the Bible.
That's right.
You understand? That's what they corrupted your mind state and made it so now you need to be brainwashed. You need to be washed of that uncleansed, that dirty, that filthiness. But because the white man is such a cunning man, so cunning in his wickedness, he made your book the book that enslaves you.
Right.
You understand? That's how evil he is. The book that is your book. You're supposed to be reading this, and you might even do it, but you do it with the mind state of his religion.
Right.
You understand? That's how cunning that white man is.
That's right.
Is that now every time we go teach on the corners, they think we're teaching what? Christianity. But then they hear what we say, and then it's like, well, they're holding the same book I hold on Sunday,
right?
But they're saying different things out of it.
But they're teaching hate.
You understand? Say what?
But they're teaching hate.
Yeah, and we gotta be teaching hate now.
Okay.
You understand? Because they were only taught love out the Bible. Well, they are taught their perception of love out the Bible. They think we teaching hate out of the Bible.
Right.
So now they think we're teaching two different things, but out of the same book, and now their minds are just conflicted. Now they're confused. Now they think, well, what version of the Bible is that? That doesn't say that in there. And then we show them what it says in here. Well, then they'll be like, well, that doesn't mean that. My pastor said, because that's where it goes down to.
Right.
At the end of the day, it boils down to what their pastor taught them.
That's
not
right.
what the Bible says, but what their pastor says.
Sir.
You understand?
Right.
That's why it said. That's why the very first scripture